I know for a fact it's not going to stop here, and it's going to cost everyone more. You see exactly what's going on. Someone did mention medications coming in at it. Even with tomatoes, this is not usual. I mean, I know we be low over here in my parts of New Jersey, but hey family, welcome back to another video. Happy Saturday. Yes, today is already Saturday again. Oh, that was a fast week. Hopefully you all are doing well. We're going to jump right into our Saturday's news, comments, and reports. This is Shauna, and I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us, checking in from New Jersey. So you guys check in, let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. Yes, so to get back to it, we have the world's first carbon tax law, which is going to tax farmers $100 per cow. $100 per cow. What do you guys think is going to happen? I guess they're trying to make a lot of farmers back down. They're saying there's too many emissions that's being put out. I guess they're hoping with this $100 tax law, it will stop a lot of the beef production. So let's jump directly into the article and see what's really going on. Definitely, if you love beef, it's a great time to go ahead and beef is already expensive. Great time to go ahead though to get your beef. If you're into can you up some beef. You know, you can freeze it up. Just make sure you do it correctly, and that's pretty much it. So the world first carbon tax on livestock will cost farmers $100 per cow. Look at that there. So London, dairy farmers in Denmark face having to pay an annual tax of 672 krone, $96 per cow for the planet heating emissions they generate. So the country's coalition government agreed this week to introduce the world's first carbon emission tax on agriculture. There we go. It will mean new levies on livestock starting 2030. Everything's for the 2030. You hear that? Oh, did you hear that? By the year 2030. Can y'all believe it? Before you know, we already into 2025. And this whole agenda for the 2030 agenda, oh my. Man, they are speeding things up. So here's the issue. Denmark is a major dairy and pork exporter, and agriculture is the country's biggest source of emissions. The coalition agreement, which also entails investing 40 billion krone, which is $3.7 billion in measures such as reforestation and establishing wetlands. It's aimed at helping the country meet its climate goals. They got this whole, this big old whole climate agenda by the year 2030. Everything is like a go green. But did you guys notice if you do eat out, they went from paper straws back to plastic straws in a lot of restaurants? It's crazy. I'm confused. So with today's agreement, we are investing billions in the biggest transformation of the Danish landscape in recent times. At the same time, we will be the first country in the world with a carbon tax on agriculture. I think it's crazy. I do think it's crazy. The move comes just months after farmers held protests across Europe, which they did. They blocked roads. They dumped the daggone cow feces and dirts in the middle of the roads and all of that. So the move comes just months after the farmers held protests across Europe, blocking roads with tractors and pelting the European Parliament with eggs over a long list of complaints, including gripes about environmental regulation and excessive red tape. So livestock farming the government is claiming this is all for a go green kind of thing to reduce climate emissions. But the farmers are saying this is something that's just pure scary, and they don't really know the outcome of it at the end of the day, because you know how many cows that some farmers actually have, and to put that $100 tax on each of them, that can be very costly and run a lot of farmers out of business. So think about it. It's not just our cows, right? But it is just on cows, but it affects the whole farming industry in general, You got their cows, you got the pork, you got chicken, you got whatever it is that the farmers have, down to your vegetables or whatever. It's gonna affect the farming business as a whole. It's not just the cows, because if they want to stay in business, they gotta pay this $100 tax per cow, and some of them are not going to be able to afford to keep up. And we're really going to see that high sticker shock when we go and look for that beef, when we go and look for, anything. Some of the farmers are really calling it a scary situation. But in all honesty, I honestly think that this is their way of pushing for that lab grown meat to really hit the shelves, and I think they're trying to do it fast. If they get the real meat out, people will be more open to get something that's just like the real meat. I know I won't, but some people would be more open to buying it. And that's just how it is. It sucks, but this is definitely happening. You got to kind of piece two and two together and see exactly what they're doing. They're putting it's all out in plain sight. We said it before. They're not really hiding too much anymore. Everything is there. It's just up to you to put it together. And it is what it is. So yes, that $100 tax there for every cow. I wonder how many farmers are going to be able to stay afloat with that. And speaking of the cultivated meat, so the USDA pushes forward label updates for cultured meat. Uncured claims, nutrition facts, it says. So I believe that when it comes down to the cultivated lab-grown meat, it is supposedly supposed to be labeled. You heard me, right? It is supposedly supposed to be labeled. Now, some people just pick up items and throw it in their carts. But be careful. Pay attention to those labels. Because who knows if it's going to have a big, label up there that's saying cultivated, meat, buy at your own risk. Or if it's going to be somewhere in a small fine print or ingredients. So the USDA is working through a backlog of much needed updates to labels for meat and poultry and anticipates publishing this year or early next several proposed rules, including for uncured and cultivated products, y'all, according to an agency official. So also they're supposed to be making changes to the USDA choice, meaning it could have been made in another country, but packaged in the U.S. So just because it does say the USDA choice, it's a choice. It doesn't mean that it was produced or made in the USA. It could have just been packaged in the U.S. So the agency also anticipates finalizing within the next year a proposed rule to modernize the nutrition facts panel for meat and poultry products. USDA Deputy Director of Food Safety and Inspection Services, Labeling Program Delivery Division did mention. Let's see. They offer compliance guidance for a voluntary U.S. organ claims final rule published in March, which goes into effect of January 2026. So if it wasn't made in the U.S., it'll definitely let you know, as they say. So they're saying there's tighter restrictions of uncured labeling address new technology. They said they're stating that he explained the proposed rule, which will address concerns raised by the Center for Science and the public interest in a 2019 petition. They did bring it up. So it's a no nitrate or nitrate added and uncured on processed products using any source of nitrate and nitrate, including non-synthetic sources such as celery or cherry powder. So where is it? All right, so the cell and cultured labeling proposed rule on horizon. So the USDA also anticipates publishing later this year, they're saying, a proposed rule for labeling cell cultured meat and poultry, oversight of which it shares with the FDA. We are jointly regulating these products with the FDA, which oversees the biopsy and collection of cells from animals, the generation of the cell bank, and the scale up and propagation of cells in a controlled environment. The actual harvesting is where it transitions over to the FSIS jurisdiction. And we have the harvesting, processing, and then the packaging and labeling. So would it be labeled cultivated meat? They don't just never get straight down to it. So just watch out, check them labels. They're saying by later on this year, we'll see definitely what happens. I know before when they first talked about the whole cultivated meat that, oh, it would take plenty of years because it costs so much to produce right now with all the science that's needed for the studying. Listen, y'all, I know for a fact that the real studying is going to be once this, cultivated meat hit the shelves and people start consuming it. I said this plenty of times. Once people start consuming it and people health records get updated and they notice that this trending whatever health, issue have now popped up, it's going to be linked to what? That cultivated meat. That's when a real study is going to come in. When people start consuming it for real, for real. I don't think that maybe they are spending a lot of money on science, but honestly, like I said, the real study will be us humans. All right, and now we have a fish recall. I heard recently in one article we did cover a shortage of supply of fish is supposed to be on the horizon, also with price increases. So if you're a person that do buy fish often, let us know, did those prices go up like everything else? Are you not finding your favorite fish? Let us know. So a fish recall sparks warning to 15 states. So smoked salmon slices sold in 15 states have been recalled over concerns that they may contain a dangerous bacteria. So it's Listeria, of course. So which one? It's a voluntary recall announcement shared to the FDA website on Tuesday. Warns that a specific lot of Netherlands-based Fopen seafoods, smoked Norwegian salmon slices sold in the U.S. could contain Listeria, a bacteria that can sometimes cause fatal infections in elderly, young children, and those with compromised immune systems. So definitely be careful. Yeah, I'm not trying to listen to that. Let's close that out. All right, so the recall items are Tillside salmon slices sold in 8.1 ounce packages with lot number 412 and UPC code 840-137-100002. They were sold at Payless and Kroger supermarkets only in the following states. So Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Ohio, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and West Virginia. So if you did purchase this, you are advised not to consume the product. And here it is. Here's the slices. Smoked salmon slices. All right. And it does say it's the Netherlands-based Fopen seafood sold at Kroger and Payless stores in those 15 states. So toss it out. If you still have it, get a refund. Definitely. That's pretty much it for that whole recall there. You don't want to have any type of bacteria, in your system that's coming from these, foods, especially when it comes down to Listeria. Definitely something, if you know about the recall, just don't consume the item, basically, okay? That's pretty much it. And then here we are with Walgreens. I hope Walgreens is not the next Rite Aid. I hardly see any Rite Aids anymore. So Walgreens to close significant number of underperforming stores. So here we are. So Walgreens on Thursday did announce plans to close a significant number of underperforming stores across the U.S. due to ongoing challenges. So the store closures are part of the company's multi-year footprint optimization program. So while Walgreens didn't specify how many of its more than 8,700 stores will be affected, they did say they will be closing a lot. So Walgreens share tumbled in pre-market trending on Thursday after the company cut its 2024 profit forecast. So they did say it did drop over 45%. So we continue to face a difficult operating environment, they're saying, including persistent pressures on the U.S. consumers and the impact of recent marketplace dynamics, which have eroded pharmacy margins, y'all. So sales at stores open for at least a year slipped 2.3% compared with the year ago quarter. All right. So the company now expects them to basically be declining. It's downhill for Walgreens, it looks like. We'll see, because I know a lot of you do still shop at Walgreens. You know, y'all stock up on the clearance items and, you know, items that's just basically going on sale. And check out your Walgreens and just see if they're going to be going out of business soon. Though, as mentioned before, you know, some stores don't post that they're closing. I wish all stores did. This way we can really just stock up on them last minute deals or closing out deals. But I think like one person did mention, you know, to kind of avoid chaos at the stores, some stores don't bother to mention it. So yeah, just watch out for Walgreens if you are a faithful Walgreens shopper. Also, if you do shop in Whole Foods, there's a lot of people that's now upset because Whole Foods betray its non-GMO roots. So the impossible have made its way into Whole Foods. So now a lot of people are questioning, like, are there really any healthy places or healthy markets to really shop at? Because the impossible, I've been seeing it in more and more stores. You know, and it is what it is. We are seeing it everywhere. Plant-based meat, cultivated meat, non-meat, definitely making its way, you know, on our shelves. And guess what? Yeah, it's definitely going to be the push for that cultivated meat. But being that it's not real meat and it's derived from just cells, I know I'm kind of going off. Does that make it, it's not vegan, is it? Like, because it's not really, is it really meat? It's not meat. Oh, y'all know what? Y'all let me know. Yeah, we're going to leave these reports exactly where it's at. Shortages of rice I'm starting to see again. I'm actually seeing certain gaps when it comes down to oatmeal as well. What was another thing? Because I've been so in and out. When I go into stores lately, I'm noticing I'm just in and out. I haven't been doing much recording since I came back. And I'm sure you guys can tell it's just a visual thing that I am noticing. And it was something else. The Goya products are starting to run low again. I can't find a cornmeal that Maya loves, though I can make it home. But for some reason, she loved the Goya instant cornmeal. So I can't, I've been to 3 different stores and I cannot find it. What else was it? The seasonings are still running low. So if you have not stocked up on seasonings, at least your favorite seasonings, definitely, you know, get those on hand. We know the price of beef is expected to continue to rise or fall, you know, short on the shelves. The price of chicken, I've noticed in Walmart. I'm like, really, Walmart, for y'all chicken? Okay. Right. That's rising back up. It's just, everything's all over the place. We can only do what we can do. Right. And that's the best that we can do. But we're going to leave this video right here where it's at. I want to thank you all for coming along this Saturday, because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here and listen. And this is Shauna, and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. Hopefully you all have an amazing rest of your week and continue to, you know, stay prepared and do what you can do. Stay prepped, stay blessed, stay safe, and most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Big shout out to all of you who continue to come back. If you are new here, like I said, all you have to do is subscribe. Peace out.